of speech are the reasons why you have gathered. So I consider myself there with you, in a city the beauty of which I've heard of. I greet you in the beautiful city of Lillehammer. You may wonder what I've done or said or written to deserve such punishment. Let me tell you a story so that you can judge yourself. What would you have done if you were me or any other Iranian human rights activists? When I was serving in prison, in Zanjan prison, I met a beautiful young woman who had spent most of her life in the prison. She was sentenced to death when she was a minor, and she spent all her childhood and teenage years waiting for the gallows to be hanged once she reached the adulthood. Because according to the laws, children must stay in the prison until the age of 18 before they get executed. I watched her suffering every day. Outside the prison, because of the nature of my activities at the Defenders of Human Rights, I was often in contact with the families of the death row prisoners, and I witnessed the horrible pain and suffering the death penalty imposes on the society. My dear friends, if you were me, wouldn't you use your pen to try to reform these laws? If I'm not with you in the beautiful city of Lillehammer today, it's because I'm also paying the price for writing and speaking against solitary confinement and torture. Solitary confinement is a clear example of torture. It's a place to brainwash and break the will of those opposing the system. One of my goals has been to try to abolish solitary confinement, which are unfortunately controlled and used by different Iranian institutions, such as the Revolutionary Guards, the Ministry of Intelligence, and even the judiciary. My dear colleagues and friends, if you live in countries where you enjoy the blessing of equality and freedom of speech, it's because there have been people who have fought and paid the price for it in the past. There have been, without doubt, women who had fought against gender discrimination and inequality between men and women. Did you know that one of the reasons I'm in the prison is my feminist activities? It's obvious that as long as there are discriminatory laws against women, there will be also people fighting against the discrimination. My dear friends, my long prison sentence is because of my struggle side by side with my fellow countrymen and women to achieve democracy. And rest assured that I will continue my efforts the moment I get out of the prison. Our ideals are peace, security, freedom, and equality for all. What remains of human beings without their ideals? Narges Mohammadi can be imprisoned like any other activist imprisoned on the way to achieve democracy and freedom. But can they imprison our ideals? No, never. And it's our joint responsibility to protect human ideals and aspirations, and to take actual steps in order to fulfill them. My friends and colleagues who live in the free world, you who hold conferences and try to protect freedom of expression as one of the human ideals, I'm addressing you. I believe that peace, security, and human rights are achievable only if we unite and support each other. I sincerely thank you all for listening to me. I also thank the hosts and the organizers of the Lillehammer Literature Festival, the PEN International, that has never hesitated to support me, ICORN organization, and especially PEN Norway, that has campaigned for my freedom of speech, and all the organizers and the individuals supporting freedom of speech and human rights who have shown their support for me and my imprisoned colleagues all around the world. Thank you.